So fifth fuse stuff. My usual thing with fifth fuses as they're coming up, I ask them, what's the most important technique on the fifth fuse test? And it's the first one. Because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And you want to start out good and then build on that. You start out bad and you're going to build on that. You know? So Shomenuchi Ikkyo is the first thing that will be called out, so you want to have that done right. And it is really the most important technique. So many things come off of that. Okay? So, so the one that we're looking at is to get off the line, gang up on the elbow, one in control, one open, and take a step as the arm comes in. Okay? And technically speaking, if you do this side, technically speaking, this right hand is closed and the left one is open. By the time I step through, they switch roles. Okay? So this is in control and this is more open. Okay? So I look at it as if I'm grabbing with both of them, both are kind of too yang, you know. You're going to start getting into the force of it. So to balance yourself out, always controlling and receptive force, you know, you switch the roles. Okay? So then this side. So off the line, catch it as it's going up. Okay? Step through and switch the role. And a lot of places, this could be done right from my Hami. He just goes to attack right there and you move in. Okay? And it's good in that you react instinctively. I usually point out that Terry Dobson said, I never had anyone attack you like this. You know, it was always right in your face, you know, especially tolerant people, you know, that you feel that you can allow somebody in, you know, and trust them, you know. They come right into your space, you know, and then attack from there. The thing that I do like about this step-in is that you get to engage what could be your thought process that'll make everything shut down. Okay? So if you see them stepping, and it's like, oh, they're stepping, I got to do something now. But no, you really want to react, you know, right away. And so Terry would have us as soon as he's moving, and snap our fingers. Okay? So as soon as he's moving, go. Okay? So then right away you're going with the instinctive movement, not buying into letting the intellect ride over. Okay? So ride it right up. Okay? Okay. As soon as they're moving, okay? Right up with it. Step in and switch rolls of the hands. Hey. It's very common because you wind up with your hand at the wrist and one behind the elbow, just past the elbow. We tend to do that too soon, you know. We start to go like this too soon. Yeah, I've had a lot of strong, severe practice, you know. And Lawrence is a strong guy, and fast and strong. If he's coming in with this kind of attack and I split my forces, he's going to bust right through this defense. So essentially, I want to gather my forces to meet that point, right? Gang up on him. So I'm controlling the elbow. Then from here, once I break through that attack, then I can split my forces, right? It's coming in, it's a strong attack. I'm sorry, let's do this side. Okay. Both are ganging up. Okay? Then once you compromise them, split the distance. Okay? Hey, point about this. And again, this is the most important technique, you know, so it's important you get all these details. And as you see, as we've gone through the other ranks, you have Ikkyo in every single rank. Every single rank that you go through, you have to demonstrate Ikkyo in some manner. You know, when you spar and watch or whatever. So now, if you grab too soon with this, by the time you're bringing it down, now your wrist is over like that. Okay? So don't be so anxious. Okay? Nope. Gang up on it, step through, let it come down, don't grab yet. Okay? There, your pulse is exposed. Okay? So you want to be able to comfortably have an option of Yonko by the time you're done, without your wrist getting like that. Okay? Okay. All right, and your money legs are kind of chopped. I'm going to bring this all the way down. It's a Ikkyo pin, basic Ikkyo pin, that line up with the shoulders, right? And I'm going to be up on my toes. Okay, that helps with the pin because it pitches you forward. Okay, and if you had to get up, you're all set to get up. Sink your center into both edges and bases of your palm. Okay? I always talk about the idea of pinning both bones, right? His radius and his ulna, right where they meet the wrist. So it almost has a feeling of pushing his hand away from the wrist. Okay? So my center is sunk into it. So that's your one basic. They tap. Okay? Don't just let go. Okay? I recommend moving away and keeping it. Okay? Another way is, once it's still up, you put yourself at an angle, okay? And you have to think into their shoulder. Okay? And you're essentially pinning the shoulder right down. This doesn't have any kind of twisting. Okay? It just sinks into it as it is. Okay? If you're doing the one where you're at an angle, okay, if you just think of pushing your arm down, he can get out of it. He can pull it away. Okay? So it's a big difference when I think into his shoulder, okay, and pin his shoulder. Okay? So it's a very good tool for showing you and showing your uke the effect of where you're thinking, okay, how your mind is. Okay? If your mind just goes down into the arm, they can get away. If your mind goes into their shoulder, you pin, then it's very effective. Okay? I know this is out there too. Put the knee in your rib, okay, and then slide this down. Okay? I'm not an advocate of that because I'm twisted around here. If he stays there and I come away, here's my positioning, and that just doesn't seem, optimum effectiveness. Okay? In my opinion, well, first of all, anything I've seen of O-Sensei, it's this squared off pin. I haven't seen him do that. Okay? So that's a key for me. He seemed to have it down pretty good. And then, essentially, the position in this leg, it, keeps him from turning in as well. I don't necessarily have to have my knee right in his ribs. Okay? So this comes down to be more equal, okay, and centered, right in front of you. Okay? So most of us, our upper arm, right, is thicker than the wrist. Okay? So what happens is we sink into this, and then this one's only making contact with like this first knuckle. So he can articulate his wrist around and start to get away. Okay? So even though it feels like you're sloped downhill, you sink that one in. Okay? That's pinning that wrist. Okay? But just like this, yeah, you might have an effective pin to some extent, but they can articulate out of it. Okay? Thanks, John.
Thank you, Sunday.
Gang it up, you turn your center, and now you can switch roles. Okay? One step, gang up, turn your center, and sit down. Okay, Ikkyo Ora. With all the tests, we concentrate on the techniques, the actual Nagewaza. But you're also judged on your kemi as well. That's the flip side of the practice. And I think a lot of us have been around for a while, recognize that ukemi usually precedes somebody's nagewaza abilities. So usually if you're a good uke, you're probably a good nage as well. So in this kind of, in this instance, he's going to be doing, I'll give you a tap. He's doing Ikkyo Ora. If I just stick to this and kind of let this go off into space, and he's getting his technique, he can inadvertently injure my elbow, right? I want to look at this as I've given my attack, but then I start to adjust to what he's doing. So I'm blending with what he's doing, okay? And to go beyond that, I'm thinking about secondary attack, okay? So that's why he stays sharp and he starts continuing to move. So if we do the same side, okay? Oh, there's my blend, okay? And not to stay with the elbow down, okay? So who knows? You have to look at it from that standpoint too.